All right, so for those of us that are new to twin cams and frankly pushrod engines like me, this is how it works. This is how it should behave. So these cams are spinning on the inside of the cam chest. Your crank is here, obviously. The chain is on the backside, making sure these cams are spinning appropriate to your crankshaft. Now, when these cam lobes go up, it pushes on this lifter. It has a roller, and that's going to ride smoothly on the cam face. As that cam face goes up, this acts on this little cup right here. See the little cup, and it has a little hole. That's going to push this push rod up, and it's going to act on these little rocker arms right there. As you can see, it's going to go like that, and that acts on the valve, on the actual valves on the head. So that's how the push rod motors work. This is how most LSs work. Again, just super old technology, very, very dependable. Oil is very it is crucial to the system because oil will get pumped into the lifters. They always have a little hole right here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. They have a hole right there, and it fills the chamber. There's a spring and a chamber in here. Now there's a hole up top where oil is still fed through that block where I showed you. It pumps oil past this little cup into the actual push rod. So these push rods aren't solid; they're hollow. They carry oil through this narrow channel, and it actually pops it into the rocker. So the rocker arm, that's where the push rod sits. There is a hole in here. It will be hard to see, but there is a hole there on this side. And that's going to distribute oil to the top end of the motor on this little roller wheel as well. And your drivetrain will be quiet and happy. So when these lifters fail, if they fail, a couple things are going to happen. This little cup will start to compress because the oil pressure in here is not being held or sustained. It'll start to compress. So what's going to happen is that cam is going to slap this lifter because it's either not picking up the entire slack. The reason these are very popular is because there's no adjustment here. That oil fills up, this cup pushes on this push rod, and it makes everything super tight, and there's no little clearances because of the oil pressure in here. There's really good YouTube videos about setting it to zero slack, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But not all Harleys have hydraulic lifters. If you don't, you do have to make some adjustments to them periodically. But because these are hydraulic, there's no adjustment. There's no valve adjustments on here. If these also fail, you may not get oil flow to the top of the motor as well, and that could cause other issues. Now, stock motors don't have, so I believe these are stock. Some of them do not have the rollers on the rockers. That's kind of an upgrade thing, but the concept is the same. So here's what I'll do. I got this little can, as I mentioned, and this is a $5 can on Amazon. I'm going to pump oil into this fill hole, and then we're going to test to see if it compresses. Because when I push this down on a hard surface, this should be stiff. It shouldn't give. This little spring on the cup should not give, given there's full oil pressure. If I've pumped it up all the way and I've had it soaking in some oil overnight, I want to make sure there's no air bubbles in here. If with no air bubble, this still compresses, that means that lifter is no good anymore. And we'll change those out. Hopefully that was the noise it was making. But again, between you and I, once I replace these lifters, I'll put that motor right back together. Kind of ride it, enjoy the bike. If there's other issues, hey, you know what? It's a great bike. I had it for $3,500. You got to figure out what are candidates for rebuilds, what are candidates for, motor replacements, etc. But looking forward to doing this fix, see if it helps. Another thing I want to mention is I numbered these. It's hard to tell with the white paint. The ones in this oil bath are also numbered because I want to put them back where they came from. These are riding in the bore of the actual block. I'll show you that again here in a minute. And they've been there their entire lives. When two metal surfaces are rubbing together, even though they're coated in oil, they seem to just wear in line to each other. So just like you wouldn't put valves in different spots of the motor, you don't want to put lifters just wherever randomly. So I want to keep lifter one where lifter one was. lifter 2 where lifter 2 was, et cetera, et cetera. Same for the push rods. Even though these are hydraulic, I went ahead and I ordered them, to which side they're on. Just want to keep everything in place back where it came from. Machines wear together. They mate on their surfaces there. So keeping things together does help. I would hate to put a push rod that was slightly millimeters or thousandths shorter than another push rod into another lifter. But we'll see. If I do have to replace the lifters, well, that doesn't apply anymore if we're putting the lifters on there. So hang with me. We'll have an update soon. I'll test these here in another minute. Hopefully they're okay. If not, we'll get on the parts page. These are, from what I could tell, original lifters. They don't have any aftermarket numbers. They don't have any branding on them. So they may be the original lifters that the bikes had for, I don't know, 83,000 miles. We'll see. All right, so this is going to be a messy process. Obviously, I wear gloves because my manicures are very expensive. And in this economy, you got to cut down whatever helps. So these have been soaking in oil for a little while. Same oil the bike runs in, 20W50. So you got to find that oil hole, have this little can, and you're trying to make sure that you could pump oil in it. And already, you want to get the air bubbles out. Already, I can see an air bubble in there. It's going to be very hard to see with the camera. But see if you get play with the angle. Make sure you're getting as much oil pressure in there from the can. And you're pumping oil into that lifter. Try to get any air bubbles out. Right there was a big air bubble. 2 big air bubbles. 3, 4. So there's air in these. And that's why you don't want to test them when there's air in it, because it will compress. Obviously, liquid oil does not compress. Air does. You want to make sure these are full. And when you put new lifters in, this is something that you can do. You can prime your lifters. That way, you're not running it for 30, 40, 50 seconds while it's trying to air up in the motor. You want to try to see if you could soak them, pump them up with oil, and see if there's any more air bubbles. So I think that's all the air bubbles I could get out of this one. Again, soaking them overnight will definitely make this process a little quicker. Let's see. Because once I primed all of them, I could go ahead and test all of them and make sure they hold. Oh, there's an air bubble. And I like to rotate the cam as well, the lifter as well, to make sure any air bubbles can't escape. This is a lengthy process, but only real way to test them. And again, if you're testing them, you know how to go ahead and prime the new ones if you have to. All right. Got that done. All right. Last one. Let's see. All right. Big air bubble there. I don't know if you caught it on camera. Get a little bit of air bubbles coming out. Do a little rotation. There you go. So these are primed. All the air bubbles stop coming out. Now the next thing I'm going to have to do is test them, make sure they don't collapse. I just use the push rod that it comes with. Use a very firm surface, excuse me. I use this table since I have that here. So as I push down on this, it doesn't take a lot of weight. If it's not compressing, it's good. So this one, it's firm. There's a tad bit of compression, maybe a thou or two. I'll put that one back. That's number 4. And that way, that's why I like numbering them. You know which ones you've tested already. Let's see. This is another one. Go ahead and test it. Oh, this one's firm, firm. No give whatsoever. So number 1 and number 4. Number 4 gave a little bit. I mean, minor. Number 1, firm as heck. Let's see. Number 3, where are we at with this one? Oh, number 3, super, super stiff. So that one's not giving any. That's going to transfer really well. This is number 2. Let's see. Trying to not make too much of a mess, but this is a messy process. Oh, okay, perfect. So, besides number 4, they all look okay. You can't, I don't know if you could buy them individually. You may have to buy the whole 4 set. Yeah, I think at this point, I'm going to order some lifters, put them in, and put this whole thing back together because everything else looks okay. This is the only thing I noticed. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Thanks for checking this out.